Tonight, Wisconsin plays Duke for the national title, and the Blue Devils certainly have the blue chip recruits. Well, the Badgers have already achieved a school record 35 wins, but here at the Final Four, that's not going to impress their competition. That's because 38-0 Kentucky is looking to become the first team in 39 years to complete a perfect season. And beating the Wildcats, that'll be a tall task for 7-foot Frank Kaminsky and his teammates. But if there's any team with the confidence to beat the Wildcats, it's going to be this veteran Badgers bunch. They lead the NCAA tournament in scoring 80.5 points per game. They have 4 of 5 starters back from last year's squad, and they've got a frontline force in Frank the Tank. The 7-foot Player of the Year finalist vows to play better against the Cats this time around. He had only 8 points against Kentucky in last year's Final Four loss. Kaminsky, he won't back down against the army of big men that Big Blue will send his way Saturday.
Where they have like 7 guys over 6'10", so.
The Badgers' blueprint for success against Kentucky is probably actually pretty simple. Just continue to be the absolute best in the nation in their areas of strength. Wisconsin #1 in the country in fewest turnovers, fewest fouls committed, and offensive efficiency. This Final Four contest, one for the ages. It went back and forth all night. Kentucky was 38-0, but Wisconsin said no, ending the Wildcats' perfection. And now the Badgers get their shot at a perfect end to their season in Monday's championship game. The sharpshooting Badgers have shot 50% in this NCAA tournament, but in the Final Four, even hot shooting teams often cool off as they have to shoot in enormous football stadiums with tons of space behind that backboard, behind that rim. Welcome to Championship Monday from the Final Four. In the regular season this year, the Badgers were great and at times downright dominant. 23 of their 28 wins came by 10 points or more, but the reason the Badgers were prepared for this championship run was the Big Ten tournament. They were baptized by fire, having to come back from deficits of 7 or more points down in each of their 3 Big Ten wins. Those experiences have served Wisconsin well in the Big Dance, where the Badgers have trailed in the second half of 3 games. Wisconsin's only double-digit win in the tournament came against 16-seed Coastal Carolina. The pundits can say the Big Ten was down this year if they want, but it certainly got the Badgers up for the big stage and the bright lights of the NCAA tournament.
Took a really big step in the Big Ten tournament.
There are certainly a lot of reasons that you could point to as to why the Badgers are better now than they were in December when Duke beat Wisconsin by 10 points, but chief among those reasons is Sam Decker. He played on a bum ankle in that game, only scored 5 points, but he is playing his absolute best right now. In 7 of the 8 games for the Badgers since the Big Ten tournament started, Decker has scored 15 or more points. Reporting from the Final Four in Indianapolis, Dave Schroeder, Action 2 Sports. And just 2 nights back, the Badgers threw a wrench in Kentucky's perfect plans. Big Blue Nation may have been surprised by that result, but Blue Devils coach Mike Krzyzewski was not.
Wisconsin's a great team.
Right now, this is our 30th report from the Final Four. We've had a lot of buildup. Tonight, the title game. We'll have you covered with everything post-game as well. Reporting from the Final Four, Dave Schroeder, Action 2 Sports. Tonight, Wisconsin plays Duke for the national title, and the Blue Devils certainly have the blue chip recruits. 8 McDonald's All-Americans on their roster, while the Badgers have 0 hamburger helpers on their entire team. In this tournament, Bucky has already made mincemeat of 18 Mickey D's All-Americans, and if they can do the same to 8 more tonight, they'll be national champs. And the cream of that All-American crop for Duke is definitely freshman Jalil Okafor. The Badgers' championship drive falls just short as Duke beats Wisconsin by 5 points on Monday night. And the hottest shooter in the entire tournament, Sheboygan native Sam Decker, was inconsolable afterwards.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
The Badgers brought experience, veteran leadership, and player development to the forefront with this Final Four run. But in the national title game, Duke and its 8 McDonald's All-Americans win out. Reporting from the Final Four, Dave Schroeder, Action 2 Sports.